Hi, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a bootable USB stick to reinstall an iMac with the Leopard OS 10.5 and make the ISO, or not the ISO, make the USB stick on a PC. So if you not into Macintosh computers, you want to reinstall a computer you just bought, you have a PC, you can make the stick and then install the machine. So even if you don't have too much knowledge about the Macintosh, you can always make it work. So I'm going to reinstall this Mac. It's an iMac Power PC, or it's like iMac 12.1, and because it's a Power PC, it doesn't have the possibility to install the later operating system. So the latest operating system is, like I said, 10.5.8. So this is what I'm going to install in this machine to make it a little bit more quicker and just clean it up, because you know how it is when you work with computers. After a while it gets a little bit sluggish and so on. So making the stick, I'm using this program here called TransMac. I'm gonna make a link down below for you to have the possibility to download the program. It has a 15 days full option trial, and after that you have to buy it. So let's put it in. Run. So now we have put in the USB memory. Actually it's a card reader with an SD memory in it, but it works as well. Think about this: the image of the ISO is 7.8 gigabytes, but you have to use at least a 16 gigabyte memory stick, USB stick or SD stick, to make this work, because an 8 gig is too small to do this. So the first you start with is finding the USB stick in the list here, right click and choose to format the disk. Probably not necessary, but just in case, just to see that you don't have any problems or faults. So I'm going to choose this, format the disk. It asks me if I want to start the program with administrative privileges, so because it requires access to the disk, so I'm going to say yes. And now it's in administrative how can I call it, administrative mode. You right click, we format the disk, we choose yes, and it says it will destroy the disk, just so you know it, everything will be erased. Yes and yes. So the format is complete. I choose OK. Then I right click the stick again, and now I want to restore the disk with a disk image. So I'm going to choose that, and it's going to give me some it says it's going to overwrite the disk. Yes, I'm going to select a file. I have this on my desktop, so the file is, yeah, of course. So I have this here, and because it's an ISO file and this program says like I can open DMG files, I have to choose all files. So I will see all the files on my desktop, and then I will choose the OS ISO here, open. So now I've chosen that one, and I will click OK, and then it will transfer the image to the disk in RAW format. So the window before said like it's going to be in a RAW format because the file is not in a DMG file, but that's okay, it's going to work. So now it's formatting the disk again and then transferring the information. This is going to take time, so I'm not going to bother you with hanging around here and watch this, formatting the disk and then transferring the image. So I'm going to pause here for a while. Yeah, and you can see it's still formatting the drive. You can see how far it has gone on the job. Yeah, I'm gonna pause you some more here and get back to you when it's finished. Okay, now we have completed the restore of the image file. The Leopard OS installation files has been restored to the USB stick. So we're finished creating the USB stick, and this is like when the work has gone through. Then there's you will have this window showing you that the restoration is complete. So I will press OK, and now you have an Mac OS installation stick that you can use on your iMac. And yeah, now you just have to move over to the iMac and boot it for this to happen. So in this case, I will see if I need to unmount the memory. Yeah, I'm gonna unmount the memory stick. So now it's safe to remove. And I'm gonna take it. And this is what you're gonna use to put in the back of your iMac. Yeah, so you have to put this USB stick into the machine. You have like 3 USB B ports, so you can choose either one, but you see this one is occupied with a keyboard, so I will just mount it. So it's not more to do. And now we're gonna start the installation of the operating system. On the other side here we have the power button. So now we're gonna start the machine up by pressing Option and press on the power button. So now we don't have to press the button anymore. Here now we're in the BIOS, and here, if the machine could find the stick, it would show up here. So you would see the internal drive, but that right now is totally erased. That's why you don't see it. And then you would have the possibility to choose the stick here. Now I don't see the stick here, so I will have to go into the open firmware console of the machine to make that, see if we can find the stick that way, and boot the machine. So I will turn it off again, and in this case I have this piece of paper here that tells me that I have to hold command, option, O and F to access the open firmware console. So I'm gonna do like the window guys do with the claw. So I will take O, F, and then press the buttons here on the keyboard, so with one hand, and then I will power on the machine. So now we're in the open firmware console, and now we want to see what devices we have on the machine. So I noticed that I forgot I should have like 3 notes here, so I'm gonna make one quick just to write the command for making it possible to see all the devices on the machine. And that command is devalias. So to list the devices, DEVALEAS, enter. So now you will have this list over devices, and you start from the bottom, and you see like screen, UD, SD, and so on and so on and so on. You want to see the one that's called UD. If you have that one, then you have the stick. It's found on the machine. So now we want to boot from this machine. So here we have to write this command, this boot command, boot UD : comma / TBXI. So here we go, BOOT UD : and then comma, and then / TBXI. So enter. So the machine will start booting from the USB stick. Yes. So now we will get to this graphical user interface where we have to choose what language we want to install the machine in. I'm going to use English for this video. So I'm using the arrow keys and enter. So now it's preparing the installation. Now we'll have this welcome screen that says like what OS we're installing. So it's Leopard in this case. So I will choose continue, and then the agreement shows up, and of course you know how it is. If you want to install the OS, you have to agree. If you want to read it, you read it. I'm not going to read it, I'm just going to agree. So here I have to choose destination of where I want to install the OS, and I just have one hard drive installed in this machine. So I'm going to mark the hard drive on the machine. In this case it's a 250 gigabyte machine disk in this machine. I'm going to choose it. When I choose it, I have the possibility to choose these options down on the left. It was grayed out before, so I'm going to choose options. Here in this case, because this is an old machine, I want to erase it and do a new installation of the operating system. So I will erase the machine and install, and then under here you have like format disk as. You're going to choose Mac OS extended journaled as the disk format. You choose OK, and then you can continue. Now here you get the install summary for the operating system. You can check if everything looks okay. It's like a very simple one, but if everything looks okay, you can choose install. So now we're installing the operating system, and it's going to calculate the time that it's going to take for the OS to be installed, and in this case it's going to take like a little more than an hour. So I'm not going to make you hang around here to see this, so I'm going to pause the video for a while and get back to you when this is finished, and then we're going to continue to the rest we need to do to finish the installation or the reinstallation of the machine. Yes, as you can see, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes remaining on the installation. So as I said, around a little bit more than 1 hour to make this installation on the iMac. So now we're back. Yeah, the installation went smooth. Took like 1 hour and 10 minutes to make the installation, and when the installation is finished or the files have been moved, you will be greeted with this welcome screen where you have to choose what region you're in. So in this case I'm going to choose the United States, because I'm installing an English version of the OS, and it's just so for you viewers, so you will yeah, have some reference, so it's more easy maybe. I will choose United States. I will press continue, It's asking me for a keyboard. I'm in Sweden, so I will choose the Swedish keyboard, just makes it more easy for me if I need to use it. So I'm choosing that. In your case you take the US. If you're America, Canada, yeah, you choose the keyboard layout that you need to use or you need to have. Yeah, and it asks me if I'm owning a Macintosh and if I want to import information to the machine, and I don't want to transfer anything, so I'm going to choose this option in the lower column, just so I will continue the installation. And yeah, it's a new installation. It's something to do for the new owner of this computer. So continue, and then yeah, if you want to connect to wireless, I haven't connected this computer to a network at all, and I really don't want to connect. I'm going to connect to a free network here. Yeah, I have one just in front of me. I'll make continue. So now the computer is logging onto the Wi-Fi and try to configure, probably downloading updates and that kind of stuff. Yep, it found a network. It wants me to enter my Apple ID. I don't have any, so I'm just going to continue. Press the continue button. Also, it's not for me to enter some ID if I'm not going to own the computer. It's something for the new owner to do. So we have the registration information. We can register the product, but I'm just going to continue with no registration. Yeah, it's complaining that some information is missing, but I'm not going to leave it, so I'm just going to continue. And then it asks me to create an account, and here I'm going to leave you, because here you're going to create an account for logging into the machine, and that's up to you. What information you want to put there. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck with your installation and your project in the future.